Ooh. Okay. Good morning, hockey fans from Imperial Oil Place Arena, as this is the first semifinal. Oh. Good morning, Cold Lake hockey fans and hockey fans all around the world from Alberta. Welcome to the U15 Provincial, first of the semifinals this morning between the Irma Aces and the Lakeland Jaguars.
Friends, we're about to get things kicked off here in Cold Lake this morning, and bear with us. We're going to try on this live stream this morning to test out a couple of new features here around the rink. I don't want to give away too much, but an idea hatched in the post-game meeting last night. We're going to see what we can do here to up the production value for those of you back home. We've got a couple special guests hopefully lined up for the intermissions, and we should be ready to rock and roll. So Carter Simpson along for the ride here. I'm Tyson Olney as we get things rolling this morning. 1:56 to go in warm-ups. Carter, we've got the Jags, we've got the Aces, as it has been for the majority of March, it may seem, for both teams facing each other so far. Once in the round robin, now here in the semifinals, and 3 times over for the league banner. As we got a $1.40 to go here before both teams renew the rivalry one last time for this 2024 season.
Yeah, it should be a good game this morning, as you mentioned, 2 teams that met in the championship last month for the banner, and yeah, I'm expecting this to be a high octane game this morning, as this is it. This is to see who goes to the finals later today, as yeah. Also later today we got the Inferno and the Cochrane Chaos, so that will be the second semifinal starting at 10:15. So, but right now our feature game is the Irma Aces and your Lakeland Jaguars.
We'll see where this one takes us. I expect a packed house here later on this afternoon for the final. Obviously, as everybody from all over, whoever's kind of spent the weekend here in Cold Lake, as long as they're still around, will be here to watch the gold medal game, as it were. But this morning, in terms of packed houses, I think this is going to be a pretty big one as well, with the host Jags in action 8 a.m. here this morning in Cold Lake, as we are just about to get things fired up here for this afternoon or this morning's game. This is the hard part. I've already been at the rink, Patrick and I, since just before 7 o'clock this morning, so we're both sitting here kind of thinking, oh man, time's slipping by. It's 8 o'clock. Feels like the afternoon, almost lunchtime.
I know. As 10 seconds left to go here in warm-ups, as yeah, but this is it. Win or go home now. No more second chances.
And we'll see what both teams have to do here, as both teams have rode goaltenders Hutchinson for the Jaguars and Jaxie Farish for the Aces. Both teams end up in the semifinals. So, like we said, it's the Inferno and the Cochrane Chaos later on this afternoon. But for now, it's the 2 teams facing off here that faced off for the league banner that obviously led both teams to this provincials this weekend here in Cold Lake. Happy Easter Sunday to you, friends. I guess we forgot to mention that, burying the lead a little bit here, as it is the holiday weekend. We're about to get this thing wrapped up here on day 4 of the U15 Tier 1 Hockey Alberta Female Provincial Championships. Well, Brock, okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. All right, just one last correction there on the score sheets here as we get things set up for this morning's action. All weekend I've been saying Gemma and Ella Golbra. Well, now it's actually Golbra. It's just a little bit more of a pronunciation on the ending there from the Irma fans being the request. So we'll get that rolling here this morning as we'll go with 20 minutes to go here in this first period. Both teams getting the chant up and done with. You can hear the noise here in the building this morning. I don't even know if I've got the voice to match it after 3 days, but we'll battle through and have some fun this morning. Welcome to Cold Lake, Alberta, friends. I'm Tyson Olney alongside Carter Simpson, as we're about to get things set up for this morning's action. The Jaguars, the Aces, but first, O Canada. All right, friends, with that, let's play some hockey here live from Cold Lake, Alberta this morning as we get things queued up for the first semifinal between Irma and the Lakeland side as things get fired up for 20 minutes to begin this first period. What is going to be a good start to this hockey game here, I am sure of that. I know we kind of had both teams earlier on Saturday feeling out the process a little bit early on. Carter, we got the face-off here. What are we expecting from both teams right off the hop?
Yeah, it's gonna be a high octane like first period as both teams definitely want to get that early lead because it's like win or go home now.
Well, right off the face-off, a shot and a rebound in front goes through Hutchinson, and just like that, the Irma Aces jump out to a 1-0 lead. Just 12 seconds into this first period.
I think it's Ryan Fraser getting the goal for the Aces, and what a quick start. As I mentioned, both teams want to get out to the early lead, and what a start for the Aces. That was a perfect script start by the Aces this morning.
Well, here we go. We'll have the face-off at center ice just 12 seconds after this game got underway, and the Aces are back to action here following their first goal of the hockey game as the Jaguars enter the zone for the first time against the Aces as it goes into that far side corner in behind the net now. The Aces recover and try to play this one up along the middle of the ice. Knocked back there by Cozen as it'll be picked up by the Jaguars and wheel and deal in the blue.
Irma goal scored by number 11, Ryan Fraser. Assist to number 17, Lakeland Pryor. Time of the goal, 1948. That is Fraser from Pryor at 1948.
Picked up now by the Aces. It goes into that far side corner and worked back now to the near side point. This one picked up by Stewart in the neutral zone for the Jags. Slashed off the glass there and then thrown back to Vachon as it's fired now near side to Jakes along the blue line of the Aces. Fired in behind the Irma net. Picking it up there is Fletcher for the Aces to the far side. Cut off there by the Jaguars on the zone exit attempt. And now the Aces able to tap out to center ice with a perfectly placed backhand. This one picked up by Stewart in the middle of the ice, looking to the near side boards, trying to cut through and instead fires in and goes off for a line change. To the far side corner we know will go as it's Fletcher rolling along there. Battle ensues as two players from each team tie up along the wall, and it's Irma coming away with it with 18:10 left here in this first period of play. Up along the near side wall as both teams go back into that near side corner where we have the kind of one impossible angle within the whole arena here in Cold Lake as it goes along the left wing now, picked up, and looks like we're going to be able to make a camera switch here and get the third camera in action. Shot from Galbra, fired towards the net there. And this one back in front. Opportunity again, and Hutchinson on the backhand from Fraser will sprawl out.
We would like to thank our silver level sponsors for their generous sponsorship. Collision Towing, Century 21 Marcy Smith, and Apex Valve Services.
On an early Sunday morning in Cold Lake, Carter. We've got 17:40 to go in this first period, and here starts away Angelopoulos for the Lakeland Jags, right up the middle, cutting through. Can't get that one past the defense of the Aces. Back to the point. Quinney's got it for the Jags, pushing it down low on the backhanded dump as this comes back to the point now. Picked up by Cozen, fired towards the net, goes wide. Near side, the puck now rolling around as it's picked up there by Grinovich as it ended up rolling onto the tape of Gulbra onto the far side boards and out of the zone as it comes all the way back down to Hutchinson, who will play that puck off as you hear the referee in the background saying play it, play it, play it. As this one comes now forward for the Jags, rolling through the neutral zone. It's Stewart to the far side, battling Fletcher there. You can already see this one's going to have some intensity, but it's also going to be pretty closed off game crossing the blue line for both teams here early on as Irvine is going to kick this off the boards onto the tape and fire just wide of the net as it comes to the near side, and both teams tie up there along the near side point in the Irma zone. It's bashed out into the neutral, and it's fired back now for Stewart inside the Jaguars zone. Far side off the stick there, and back in it goes into the Jags end, and Fontaine will now try and get it out here for the home side Jaguars. Jaguars on the home bench this morning, and the Aces on the visitor bench, as noted by the black jerseys for the Jags and the white jerseys for the Aces. We got 16-13 to go here. Carter, this one's starting to tighten up here after that first goal.
Yeah, it's getting really tight. The Irma Aces have had some good opportunities early on in this game so far. As this is going to be more of a competitive semifinal here. Not going to be like the first game.
This one going to the far side as Jake's rolling along the far side boards, able to push through the check, has drawn a call, shot fired towards the net, goes down on the play, pushed in front. The Jaguars got one last opportunity there just as the whistle was going. Looks like we've got a head contact minor coming up to Irma with 15:59 to go in this first period of play.
Jaguars getting their first power play of the game as they were 1 for 4 yesterday in that game, but they had plenty of chances in that game yesterday against the Storm, the St. Albert Storm. So see how this power play unit does early.
Here's the face-off, one back by Hall, picked up by Angelopoulos. The shot through, blocked in front by a Jags player. And this will be picked up by Cozen and fired into that near side corner for Irvine. Down low it is as Hall picks up along that near side corner again. Both teams battling there along the wall, trying to find this puck free. It comes to the point. Cozen, good nifty stick work to be able to keep it alive. And here's a shot.
Irma penalty to number 17, Lakeland Pryor. 2 minutes for head contact. Time of the penalty, 15:59. Pryor for head contact at 15:59.
Try to get the attack started over their own end through the neutral zone onside the play as Angelopoulos will peel back to the point and drift a shot towards the net, and doing so. And Hall goes in behind the net now and picked up in the far side corner. Irvine will be the first one to meet it as the Jags go off for a quick line change. Cole on the ice here for the Jags, tied up there by Fletcher, fired down towards Hutchinson. It will hit the net. The stick, the paddle there of Hutchinson taps it up along the far side wall. Picking it up is Stewart, trying to push this one ahead as here comes Baylor across the line, cut off again by the defense there of the Irma Aces, that time Mackay, and fired back in by Pahalik of the Jags down deep as they've got 38 seconds to work with here on this power play. And Bordelot will fire it up off the board. Stewart with the puck back to the point and loading the shot for Pahalik. Blocked in front, opportunity now back the other way for the Irma Aces as Broadhead will take a call trying to chop that puck free out of the skates of one of the Jags players, and this will bash down the length of the ice for an icing call. So face off likely at center ice here. We've got a Jags player down behind the play following that tripping call. Jags player getting back to the feet, and this will be good news for all involved. It looks like we are going to keep rolling along.
Irma penalty to number 12, Charlie Broadhead. 2 minutes for tripping. That's Broadhead for tripping at 14:09.
That's Paholic. Now just pulling down towards the tunnel there as everybody gives the cheers, and we will get things situated here as we'll have the face-off just outside of the Irma zone. My correction there on saying it would be the center ice following the icing against the Jags. As this one won back by the Jaguars, and they'll get to the 5-on-3 for the next 9 seconds. Cozen across the line, batted off the stick there. Cozen by Mackay. Near side boards back to the blue line, picked up by Cole, looking to make the play. Player coming in from behind was Pryor. And this one pushes to the far side as it battles along the wall there as Angelopoulos can't get that one through as the Jags continue to roll along the back wall. All trying to get this puck going, push forward in a positive direction, back to the point for the Jags. Well, it was Mackay chasing that one to get it out, and instead it's the support there for the Aces down low that gets the puck all the way back into the Jags territory for a clear and a line change for the team in the white and green trim this morning as we come back the other way, as it'll be Hall across the line as Hall's taken down. No call on that one. Shot immediately to the net, off the post. Rebound opportunity cleared away from the post, and a nice save there by the Irma defense and Jaxie Farish with the initial as Angelopoulos loads up another shot. Glove save off the hand area there from Farish as the Jags continue to load up the shot. Deflects in front, goes wide there and picked up now for Angelopoulos. Shot fired towards the net, doesn't go anywhere, and it'll go into that far side corner, in fact, as this will roll around now in behind the net. Looking for it off the back of the net is Irvine, as she'll roll up here along the wing as the Jags look to get the attack going. The shot loading as Angelopoulos fires, scores! 1-1 on the power play, 12:34 to go here in this first period as Angelopoulos releases the wrister and finds the back of the net.
Molly Angelopoulos, I think, got the shot from the point. What a shot. Power play goal. And just like that, it's a 1-1 tie. And yeah, the Jaguars have pushed back a little bit on this power play. They had a really good chance earlier and a good save there by Farish, but not this time as we have a 1-1 game.
Situation dictates now for both teams, I think, based on how this game started. You want to A, stay out of the penalty box, and B, you want to make sure.
Jaguars goal scored by number 3, Molly Angelopoulos. Assist to number 8, Maddie Jo Irvine. And number 18, Kendra Stewart. Time of the goal, 12 minutes, 34 seconds. That's Angelopoulos from Irvine and Stewart at 12:34.
And number 2 as well, going out there and making sure you're getting back defensively and covering that crease area as the Aces did earlier on that Jags power play. That's kind of going to be the keys here based on the first 2 goals we've seen to begin this hockey game, as Angelopoulos will lead another rush out. Dekes around Jakes, in fact, goes towards the net, pushes it in front, and finds the back of the net. That one squeezed 5-hole on Farish, and Angelopoulos, an individual rush up the ice, gives the Jaguars the 2-1 lead. Just like that, back-to-back goals a minute apart.
Molly Angelopoulos again with another goal. She threw it right towards the net and went right through the 5-hole. As you said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and there's an example right there.
This one playing through the middle here as it comes back now inside the
Lakeland Jaguars goal scored by number 3, Molly Angelopoulos. Unassisted. Time of the goal, 11 minutes, 33 seconds. Angelopoulos unassisted at 11:33.
Jags forward. Jakes and some near side shot fired towards the net there by Baylor, pushed out by Farish. back to the point it comes as the shot loads from the point, and it's a save made by Farish. But on that goal, like I'm saying, it looked like Angelopoulos was trying to leave it on the far side, near side of the crease there, possibly for Jakes to tap in, and it just caught, by the looks of it, the inside of the right pad.
Welcome to Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships, presented by ATB. On behalf of all participating teams, Hockey Alberta would like to thank everyone who has helped make this event a success. For updated scores and standings throughout the weekend, go to haprovincials.ca.
Halfway done this first period, as well as the Jags right in front again, trying to get the handle on the shot. Stewart fires, rebound in front, jam back out to Stewart. Shot comes in again, and Farish gloves it out and quickly throws that puck away. Trying to make sure that we keep rolling along here. The linesman picks it up, and I think Farish looking for that moment to rebound after two quick goals, and that'll be the key here for the Aces. Definitely, Farish has been phenomenal throughout the tournament, and looking for that next big save to give the Aces a little bit of momentum here to try and find that next goal. As again, as we've said all tournament, that next goal, all important no matter what the score is, as Penner will fire the shot down low. Farish blockers that away to the near side corner. 10-10 to go here in this first period, as the Aces are going to get this one going back the other way up through the neutral zone and down into the Jaguars zone. It's an icing call with exactly half the period.
Early morning practices, late night team meetings, fundraisers, bake sales, and road trips. Being a hockey parent is a full-time job. That's why ATB is delighted to be the presenting sponsor of Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships, to help celebrate this season and to thank you for your commitment to your kids in Alberta.
There's one right there.
Ball's going to go into the far side corner, tapped off the stick there, back to the point it comes near side. The shot loads there from Irvine, who's been never afraid all tournament long to throw up the slap shot for an opportunity, and that is turned aside by Farish right there with 9:42 to go in this first period of play. A 2-1 score for the Jags, and the face-off to the left of Farish now is won back by the Lakeland side. The shot fired towards the net goes wide up over the far side corner, and it's picked up by the Aces now, looking for that response here as they try to enter the Lakeland zone. And this one, here's a battle between both these teams in which these teams have played over the past, I want to say 3 weeks, 4 games at a high caliber of hockey, obviously playing for a league banner, and now a couple of games here in provincials, one to open the tournament on Thursday and one here to send one of these two teams to the provincial championship for the U15 Tier 1 female division here in this 8 a.m. start. We're halfway done the first period, and we're looking to find which of these two teams is going to go, and that's where I'm going. Both teams are definitely in that gear of, well, we know each other all too well. It's what you can pull out of the bag here the rest of the way home to try and fool each other or just get that extra bounce, I guess you could say. Back to the point here. Cozen's going to fire the shot just wide of the net there as Farish had gone down to make sure it didn't take a hop towards the net. Near side corner, bouncing around as it's picked up back to the blue line. Quinney's going to fire the shot right through traffic. Rebound in front, comes kicking out. Jakes on the doorstep, couldn't locate it as it bounced right off of Farish into that near side corner. Quinney loads the shot again, dribbles through a couple of sticks there into the far side. It's picked up as the shot will fire towards the net, and Hall will pick it up now for the Jags along that far side wall, picked up by the Aces at the blue line on a stick tap to get it out into the Jaguar zone. Penner quickly wheeling and dealing through the Jaguar zone, trying to get out as a lift into center ice. We'll find Fontaine here near side. 7:49 to go in this first period of play as it comes up along the near side wall inside the Aces zone. Back to get it is Fletcher for the Aces, around in behind. It comes back up to the near side, bouncing there, and the shot from Fontaine blocked in front. And this one will lift up to the near side, inside the neutral territory, as it's fired by Penner to the far side for Fontaine, up along that bench area for the Jags, as both teams continue to roll around. And it's going to be knocked off the stick there of Angelopoulos by Holt to the middle of the ice, slapped away by Pahalik, who's back out on the ice following that collision into the end boards that drew the tripping call against the Irma Aces that ultimately led to the Angelopoulos goal. This one back in to the neutral zone as Stewart has to kind of battle for position there to come back with the puck up through the middle of the ice, through the left-hand wing here inside the Aces territory to the front of the net. Stewart jamming a shot now. Opportunity for Grinovich, kicked out by Farish, and right there, that's the big save that we're talking about for Irma that they were looking to get.
Yeah, Farish has played really well in that game yesterday against the Edmonton Chaos, and she's made some good stops early on in this game.
The shot jammed back out in the neutral zone. It's offside for the Jaguars at the Aces line as Baylor quickly talks things over with Hall as both teams try to sort out what's going to happen here on this face-off. The Aces going for full line change here. And this one sets up in the face-off now, pushed ahead there by Hall, and that's the set play right off the draw. As you saw, they pushed it into the far side point area just across the line of the Aces and then pushed down by Baylor in towards Farish for a shot on goal. So interesting to see that little conversation works out for the Jags as Cozen will go into the far side corner. Pryor bats it up along the wall. This one working here, broadhead back to the point, can't get it out. Cozen loading the shot. It's going to go sky high up over top of the net into the near side corner, up off the end wall. Baylor, Bordelot, and Hall still out there for the Jags. Hall had a pretty important game there yesterday as well, as this one continues in behind the net for both teams as somebody's trying to come away with it, and it's ultimately Hall for the Jags. A perfect pass got through to Bordelot. The shot fired up over top of the net as it comes to the near side, and it's batted out by the Aces, and chasing after it is Cozen, as that will not have the weight for icing, as Cozen was a little too close to that one on the bounce, as this one comes up through the middle of the ice and picked up now by Angelopoulos, as this game all of a sudden finds another gear. Angelopoulos shot fired in front, doing the same kind of thing, trying to buy a bounce in front on that one. Just couldn't hit the goaltender Farish as it comes down into the crease area on a bounce. And with 5:14 to go, we'll have a stoppage in play.
Yeah, a couple of good chances here for the Jaguars. They're throwing pucks on net. As the Aces just had one as well. As like you said, like one shot can turn this game around.
Far side wall now in behind. It's Fletcher going down low as this one will be picked up, and both teams battle there for the puck as the Aces try to get it out. Shot to the middle of the zone, isn't going to get the puck going in a positive direction, as that one actually eventually turns on out into the neutral, and now Angelopoulos sniffing around there trying to get this going. Near side bounce, and
Puck is being played in the corner there as number 16 goes after Cole now, trying to get onto the puck. Puck is wrapped around the boards. Irma holds the puck in. And here is number 21, Jocks now, going up ahead, but she's stripped of the puck, and it's dumped back in there by the Aces.
Pahalik will have it in behind the Jags net now, as this one's going to be flipped up in the middle of the ice. We're just trying to coordinate things here as we're about to roll back down into the final 3 minutes of this period. We're all head off here, and Carter Simpson will have your call the rest of the way home in this first period of play. We're about to get things rolling here in a matter of moments, and I am actually going to dip off the mic here, Carter. You've got it the rest of the way. Keep going.
All right, thank you, Tyson, as I'll take over here for the last 4 minutes of the period. We got a penalty coming up here, and it looks like it's going against the Aces, as that's the third penalty already in this first period. They've ran into some penalty trouble so far. So we got a power play coming up here for Lakeland. They've already capitalized. They're 1 for 2 so far on the power play. Jaguars have a pretty good power play unit. It's played back there for Cozen. Cozen trying to get it, but that was blocked there by McKay. Cozen now with the puck. Fakes. She'll fire a shot, and that is blocked for her to make it through. Hall now trying to get her stick onto it.
Irma penalty to number 11. Ryan Frazier, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Frazier for hooking at 3:58.
play. 3:38 left in this first period of play. And the puck is tried as Fletcher could not get the puck out, and that was held in nicely there by the Jaguars. Irma with the second opportunity will get it back down the ice as no icing on the play as it's the penalty kill. Puck played around the boards there. Hosen now. She's being watched there by Galbra. And here's Hall now. Gets stripped of the puck. And the Aces forced the puck out. Minute left to go in this power play. As Angelopoulos in the zone. She has 2 goals so far for the Jags. Here's Hall now. Hall fires a shot. And that stayed out as Cameron Hall with a couple of goals in the last game against the St. Albert Storm as both teams make line changes here as still 49 seconds left to go in the power play here for the Jaguars. Face off one back. White shot coming from Eve Penner, and that is shot wide. And that's stripped, and here's a chance here. Maybe a breakaway here for the Aces. Shot taken, that goes over top of the net. And looks like it was their captain. Came so close to time, so close to tying this game. But now. Puck carried in the zone. And the Aces now trying to get the puck back out. 2 minutes left to go in this first period of play. And puck dumped back down as Haley Bordelot now will get to the puck. Battle for it behind the net. Quinney now. Up ahead there for Angelopoulos, but that's held in there nicely there by number 18, Ren McKay. 5 players battle for it on the wall. Cozen comes out with it. Up ahead there for Beechler, but that is held in there nicely there by Ganton as puck thrown towards the net. Aces now hold the puck in as the Aces trying to get something going here. Puck fired off the wall and held in there by McKay. Shot taken towards the net, not deflected, just wide as we're in the final minute of play here. Jaguars trying to get this puck out. Can't. Held in there as the Jags are going to ice the puck here with 39 seconds left. So face-off is coming inside Jaguars territory as 39.5 seconds left to go in this first period. Puck thrown towards the net. It looks like that was Charlie Broadhead who put the puck towards the net, and that's kept out. And the face-off won again there as picking up there is Irvine, and the puck comes back out. Final 20 seconds left to go in this first period of play. Puck is forced into the zone there by Keller. Hall now strips her of the puck, and she's trying to run the clock out. And that's going to do it. Score after 1 period of play. The Jaguars 2, the Aces 1. As the Aces got the first goal, but the Jaguars have replied with 2 straight goals after that. As good entertaining first period. As we still got 40 minutes of hockey left to play. As we're gonna have an interview here with Tyson Dolany. So we'll get set up for that. As folks, don't forget the second semifinal will feature the Inferno and the Cochrane Chaos. That will begin at 10:15. As couple of good semifinals. As either way, we're gonna go down rinkside to Tyson Dolany, who will have the interview with the coach.
Hey, friends. No? We're good? Hey, friends. Tyson Olney downside the Lakeland Jaguars dressing room, just waiting for the coaching staff to stop on by and let us know who we're going to grab here in a matter of moments. I'll be live with a player inside or outside the Jags dressing room here in a matter of moments, so give us just a second. All right, Tyson Olney down here outside the Lakeland Jaguars dressing room, joined alongside Kendra Stewart of the Lakeland Jaguars. Kendra, a 2-1 score after one. How's the semifinal going so far?
I think it's going pretty good so far. We just got to get pucks on net and everything, and it'll be good.
And what adjustments are you making out for the second period of play as you go on to wrap up the next 40 minutes of play?
Just 2 on the puck and working really hard and getting to the net.
All right, well, best of luck the rest of the way home.
Thank you.
Hey friends, Tyson Nolan and Carter Simpson joining me alongside here for period number 2 in Cold Lake. Cats out of the bag now. Our little wrinkle into the semifinal and finals action has now been tested out. We'll get her going a little bit better here as the weekend goes along. Don't worry about that. I guess as the day goes along. These player interviews, something we haven't really done up here in Cold Lake during the game since, I don't know when. It would have been back when Carter first joined the Cold Lake Ice and was doing it for the first year there post-game up on the Jumbotron back in the day, huh?
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, the nice feature we got now, and we have like a lot of good technology here in this arena, and this is a really nice facility.
Well, now with 2.5 minutes to go here in the second period, don't you worry, those folks back in Irma. We'll have a special guest from the Irma Aces joining me down in the tunnel later on after the second period of play, and then post-game we'll grab whoever wants to talk to us following whatever happens here after 60 minutes of play. So we continue into this late half of the intermission here. 2 minutes they're about to go. They're just drilling out the peg posts again on the ice here, and then we're about to get things back up and going here in Cold Lake this morning. Friends, it was an 8 a.m. puck drop that saw the Aces jump out 12 seconds or thereabout into the game up to a 1-0 lead. Since then, the Jags have responded with a 2-1 lead, 2 straight goals to take that, and it was Mole Angelopoulos both times.
Yeah, Jaguars haven't, after that first goal, they've really settled into this game and have started to get their scoring chances, and they've managed to put 2 in the back of the net, and they're still like, as the player mentioned, like they just need to keep throwing pucks on net and keep getting their chances.
And that's kind of how that second goal there for Angelopoulos developed. A pass, or maybe a shot pass more or less, to the far side, our near side, but from the far side to the near side. And just ended up catching the inside of the right pad of Farish on the way through, goes 5-hole and ends up in the back of the net. And I think, too, based on what you saw there in that last, I want to say about minute and a half for Irma in that first period is, they're going to try and adopt a little bit of that as well.
Yeah.
Please welcome back to the ice your Lakeland Jaguars.
The Jags come back on the ice.
I don't really care to say who's the more dominant team in the first period or who was more dominant for this stretch, that stretch, because in this tournament, Carter, what we've seen so far is it doesn't matter what. They are obviously
We're going to welcome Irma too. Yeah, why not? Please welcome back the Irma Aces.
Has gone off the board or gone on the board in a blink of an eye so many times over in this tournament that right now, even if a team comes out here in this second period and controls the entire pace of play, it could be as simple as the lost shot of the period that gets us back to even or expands the lead by 1 or whatever the case may be by the end of the second here.
Good example yesterday, like the Jaguars controlled majority of the game against Storm, but the Storm were able to stay in that game and able to get a tie out of it.
And yesterday too as well, the GHC Inferno against who was that? Cochrane Chaos, I believe. That's our rematch later today. Yeah. That was one of those where they just battled through the whole way and got 2 quick goals at the end to advance on to the semifinal. Chance right in front here. Puck was hopping rather funny in front of the net. Block shot for Irma. Now another opportunity for Irvine. Tip right in front by Stewart, who we had on the intermission report here earlier on the broadcast. Goes just wide, and it comes to the near side, and we're back underway 30 seconds into this second period of play. Far side pass for the Jags. And I promise I'll be a little bit more clean trying to exit the broadcast and go down and get the interview in the tunnel here in this second period. I promise that for you there, Carter, as we come up to the point here. The shot from Pahalik goes off the stick in behind. Fletcher now with the puck for the Irma Aces. It's a good sign to see Pahalik out there to start this second period. Took a tumble up along the boards inside the Jaguars zone in that first period and ends up going down the tunnel outside the Jaguars bench there for a moment, but came back in sometime in that first period and back out there here to start this second period of play as puck knocked off the stick of Fenton. The shot fired towards the net, battled down to the near side boards. 18:45 to go here in the second period as Irma tries to get an answer here early on as it comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Byrne. Byrne will get the puck more or less worked into the Aces zone for possession, and now trying to carry ahead was Holt. Snapped off the stick there, and it'll come back to the neutral zone where Cozen will fire it over to the far side for the Jaguars. Fired down by Quinney, and it's going to go past the defense of Byrne on the far side wall here. And Carter, this one, again, like we said, not much space out there, and I think both teams are going to be equally committed to that here. Shot towards the net, save made by Farish. And you see, that's the kind of quality shot.
We would like to thank our gold level sponsors for their generous sponsorship. Tidy Lube and 54 North Sport Power Sports.
It's going to be, you're going to have to make the most of your opportunities in front here in this second period, Carter. I think this game's only going to kind of grind more and more as we go along.
Yeah, that's correct. As Jaguars on the forecheck here, they want to get a bigger lead here. They do not want to put themselves in a situation later in the game.
Well, it's what we were saying all day yesterday. That next goal, you know, for the Aces is huge. They would tie the game, but for the Jaguars, just as important, taking a 2-goal lead and then trying to expand on it from there. And, of course, then for the Aces, equally important, again, back the other way to try and cut the deficit. So whoever scores this next one, it really doesn't dictate much, as we've learned in this tournament so far, especially if it's here in the next few minutes, as this puck's flipped back into the near side of the Aces zone with 17:10 to go in this second period. Our triple camera setup starts getting back into action here in this second period. As the one problem with everything is we are lucky on a championship Sunday to have time to recharge batteries. That's a huge key as we go along for this weekend, is the fact that you got to have the opportunity to get things going. I want to welcome in the viewers from Irma cheering along here this morning on the live stream as we come into the near side boards. And those of you unable to be here in the Lakeland area here in Cold Lake, Bonneville, cheering on the Lakeland Jaguars, welcome aboard here on Cold Lake Ice TV, as well as the puck ties up the neutral zone blue line, well, actually inside the Jaguars zone at the blue line, as Frazier couldn't get that going forward into an attacking opportunity for the Aces. It's instead fired around behind the net by the Jaguars as they look to bust out here with 16:33 to go in this second period of play. In behind, 2-1 the score for the Jags. The Aces looking for that response goal here as Pryor keeps it on side just barely. Tapping around the zone. The Jaguars try to get that one right up the middle. Couldn't do it. Galbra will go into the far side. This one will be kept aside. No, it will not be kept in possession through the middle, as it's instead deflecting around to the near side point. And it's a good effort by Fletcher to tie up the Jaguars' Hollingshead for a brief moment before the Ace is able to get it back into possession inside the zone as this puck bounces off the wall. Cozen, first one to it in the Jaguars zone, bouncing along the wall there is Cole. Instead, Cozen again comes up with the puck. The pass misses Galbra, and it will come to the far side as it's passed over to Fontaine. Batted up along the wall, loading the shot. Mackay right through the middle, bounces up off, or up over top of the stick more or less. And the pass right to the middle there by the Aces, almost a dangerous opportunity. The puck just kind of settled up and died on its way to the front of the net. And this one goes into the near side corner inside the Aces zone. It's been a little while now since the Jags had some zone time. They're going to try to set it up here as the pass goes to the far side. The shot from Vachon. Rebound in front. Kicked out by Farish with 15:05 to go here in this second period of play. And now Holt's going to come back the other way for the Aces. So a good little pushback from the Aces there. A few moments there in the Jaguars zone. Ends up coming into a chance for the Jags back the other way. And this one's fired out. And now a breakaway opportunity for Anquist back the other way for the Aces. The shot, rebound opportunity, side of the net. Hutchinson falls on it. And the save made with 14:40 to go in this second period of play.
Best Western is a proud supporter of Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships and wishes good luck to all participants. Life's a trip. Make the most at Best Western. Use the Hockey Alberta code at Best Western facebook.com/hockey.
Scoring chance there for Jenna Lee Anquist as she almost got the tying goal. And a penalty come up to the Aces.
That will be a penalty there for Irma, and with 14:31 to go, an opportunity here for the Jaguars to expand the lead up 2-1 over the Aces currently, but we've seen throughout the tournament as well, special teams don't necessarily go your way, right? Obviously, if you're on the power play, we've seen some great penalty killing, shorthanded opportunities for other teams throughout the tournament, and we'll see if that is the case here in this one, as it'll be Hall coming into the face-off dot for the Jaguars. The Aces slowly coming in as the face-off is going to come outside the Aces zone. I guess we're going to have an offside call on the play at the same rate, so 14:31 to go here in the second play. That's twice. We haven't seen that all tournament, but twice the face-off forced away from the dot inside the zone. Right, we had the icing call that forced
Irma Aces penalty to number 12, Charlie Broadhead. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 14:31. That's Broadhead for interference at 14:31.
dangerous opportunity for the Jaguars. Parrish able to sit down and kick it out at the same rate. And we continue along with 14:08 to go in this second period.
Yeah, it's a good chance there for Hall as she got a shot away.
Cozen's going to load up the shot off the face-off. Parrish there. There's a little bit of swagger on that save that, that's one of those saves that the penalty killing group's going to remember and say, okay, now we're going to gear up one more time here and get this puck out for you. As this one comes to the middle of the ice, and not just on cue, the Aces are able to escape the blue line and push back the other way. It's Fraser back into the near side corner for the Aces. Shot fired towards the middle of the ice, ended up hopping off of Hutchinson and then hopping off somebody in front, and it'll go to the far side wall, and the Jaguars under duress in their own zone for a brief moment there as it's picked up now by the Jags the other way. The shot loading from the far side, looking for the pass the middle, never ends up coming to Irvine, and here's Angelopoulos looking to make the play. It's knocked off the stick there. 13:29 to go as the puck continues to roll around inside the Aces zone. Angelopoulos trying to make the pass onside. Beautiful keep by Cole on the far side. That right there is a good effort on the power play to just swipe at it and keep it on the right side of the blue paint at the Aces line. 13:10 to go here in the second period. 40 seconds remain in the power play for the Lakeland side. As this one continues out to the far side wall. Batted back in by Galbra as it'll go along the wall and then picked up by Holt on the pass to the middle, and the Aces we'll see the Jags start back out. It's Stewart the other way as Stewart across the line looking to make the pass in behind. Can't get it through. And this one back to the point now. Penner loading up the shot, blocked there by Holt. Looking to jam it forward for a break the other way. Couldn't get it going, and Pryor will fire the puck down off the stick of Hutchinson. We got 12:30 remaining in the second period. Sorry, I looked at the clock and I'm like, I haven't looked at the clock in a little while. Oh boy. Do I have to go downstairs yet or what? But never mind. We're good to keep going here as this will now come over to Ganton as it'll be fired back into the neutral zone, and the Jaguars power play unsuccessful as the Aces didn't really give too much time to set up opportunity after opportunity as this puck comes to the middle, and now an opportunity here as a shot fired off the end wall there by Vachon ends up hitting the back pad of Farish and almost bounced into the net there as Farish just able to kick the legs the right way and get that puck away from the goal line as this comes to Ganton again. Ganton will jam it down into the Jaguars zone. Up off a stick here, comes to the near side, bat into the middle of the ice and tipped in as this will be the Aces looking to battle this one up off the wall. Picked up and fired into the middle of the ice and shot back in this time by the Jaguars. It's picked up now by the Aces through the middle looking for the pass to Ganton. Can't get it going as the shot will hit Hutchinson all the way at the other end of the ice. Avoid icing for the Aces as the Jaguars will try to start it up the zone. The Jags cutting through the middle there. Can't get it going. This will be turned back by the Aces one more time. Irma ties up along the wall. Now Lakeland trying to get up through the bench area cleanly. Can't seem to do it, and it comes back down into the Aces zone. 11 minutes to go here in this one as it comes back to the near side. And both teams battling along the wall there as Irvine battling the puck down low. The Ace is able to get it out to the far side, quickly closing as Pahalik stealing that puck and now wheeling and dealing through the neutral zone. Right up now the near side wall into the right wing of the Aces zone as it'll be fired by Hollingshead in behind. 10:34 to go here in this second period of play, Carter, and we ain't seeing a whole bunch of room out there, and this one continues to kind of close off for both teams.
Yeah, it's like really tight right now as both teams like, oh, watch out on the Jaguars bench. Yeah, as you mentioned, yeah, it's been really tight out there. And
thank you for attending the Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships presented by ATB. Play hard, have fun, create memories that will last a lifetime. For updated scores and standings throughout the weekend, go to haprovincials.ca.
With 10-11 left on the clock here in the second period of play as it's near side corner inside the Jag zone. Quinney left it there as the puck ties up along the wall. Both teams trying to find this one, battle it through and get it free as it comes now for the captain, Fenton, for the Aces. The shot was drifted in from the point there, and that one ends up coming along the near side wall, and it'll be picked up by Stewart as the Jaguars try to break out. And here's the thing. We've had a certain pace and style to the game so far in this tournament, and now all of a sudden it seems the style and the pace have kind of shifted up on us, like we're mentioning here, as it becomes that grind you down, wear you out, get into the corners and just keep the puck rolling, but really there's not that chances towards the net that we were seeing maybe a little bit in Saturday's action.
Yeah, it looks like there's like not much chance. Like, well, it's like really clogged up out there.
Vachon's gonna fire it in. Comes back up along the wall, and this one, even the clearing attempts out of the zone don't even seem to be going as far today. As here's Galbra, shot fired just up over top of the net, looking for the daylight between Hutchinson's mask and the far side post. As this one goes to the far side corner now, picked up by Irvine. Tipped back into possession by the Aces to the point it comes for Fletcher. The shot loading, blocked in front, hits Vachon in the side of the helmet or possibly the arm. Kind of shook up either way as it comes back down low to Vachon again, as it'll be passed off of Irvine's skates. This will force the Jaguars in behind their own net, hammering all up the wall here to the point now. The shot from Fletcher comes in, can't get it through there. Near side pass back to the middle, and Hall will try and get this one going up along the far side wall now. Fired back in, and here's an opportunity for the Aces. And we'll come back the other way, and the Jaguars defense getting a much needed change there. Vachon obviously taking that puck up high moments ago, had to cut out that shift after the pass went off of Irvine's skates.
Yeah, she took a big block shot there, and that'll leave a mark, but the pain is worth it at the end. Anything you can to win a championship.
Both teams vying to get to the afternoon game here in Cold Lake today, as we've got 8:12 to go in this second period of play. 2-1 the score for the Jags. As we've said all game long and all tournament long, is that next goal all important for both teams, as this is a big time game, and obviously both teams very familiar with each other, as kind of see the desperation starting to kick in out there on the ice, as both teams battling for every inch on the ice. As here's Angelopoulos breaking in, trying to get to the dangle through the middle of the ice. Puck still tied up side of the net here, battling there Grinovich, and it'll be Farish picking up the puck. And that one just kind of...
The Hockey Alberta Foundation breaks down barriers to give every kid in every community the chance to play hockey. Keep the Hockey Alberta Foundation in mind as your charity of choice. To find out more about the cause, access the funding, or to donate, go to hockeyalbertafoundation.ca.
Fletcher will roll it up off the near side boards, keeping it in Cozen. In behind the net it goes. That's 7:28 to go in this second period. Just about 3 minutes until I hand the reins over to Carter Simpson here to finish up this second period of play here in Cold Lake for the semifinal first action of the day. Stewart up off the wall, picking it up now, rolling back the other way. The opportunity for Jakes. Jakes along the far side wall, pushing forward. Like I said, everybody is leaning on everybody out there right now as this one comes to the near side, is rolling around, picked up by Hall, shot towards the net, blocked in front. Puck comes through. And in what would normally be a good shooting area throughout the tournament, and which has resulted in a lot of goals, that puck barely leaves the stick going 20 kilometers an hour towards Parrish.
It's really clogged up by the net right now as both teams fighting to get into the afternoon game today at 4 o'clock.
Fontaine drives it ahead off the draw. Hall unable to get that through. Irvine's going to load up the slap shot and Parrish the save with 6:47 to go here in this second period of play. You get that in the net, or in behind the net cam there as we continue to roll along this morning, as Patrick doing the due diligence there in behind the net. And here's Angelopoulos. Now Cole rolling the shot, fired, save made off the shot from Cole by Parrish. And it comes to the near side, and there you have it, right? There's lots of bodies in front of the net. Each team making sure to keep that puck away, as that one, again, the defense is too, allowing clean looks from the point when they know they don't have a player in front snooping around for a tip. Just allowing the goaltender to make the easiest save possible.
Both teams making line changes here as, both teams want to try and change momentum of this game as got a face-off coming here. That's one there by the Jaguars.
Penner at the point here for the Jags. Will fire the shot through, tipped up into the air, and it's a glove save for Parrish. Grabbing it on the bounce that likely could have gone over top of the net, but nonetheless, you don't want to risk that when it's only a few inches above the crossbar, about 2 or 3 feet out away from the goal line. This one, I remember back in high school, I had a math teacher that had a question one time about, is this basketball based on the curve or whatever? Shot fired towards Parrish there. Based on the trajectory of the curve, a third of the way up, is the basketball going to go through the hoop? That was one of those brain teasers that started math class back in the day. It was for the grade 12s at that point. I was in grade 10. That instance right there, the puck fluttering towards the net, just reminded me of that little story. As this one comes off the face-off now, picked up by the Aces here near side, as Goldborough will pick it up the other way and get towards the attack. As down the left wing, the shot fired off the side of the net. 6:04 to go here in this second period. I got to watch the clock, make sure I'm paying attention as this comes along the far side corner, as Pahalik will bounce off the end wall, and now the Jaguars will bounce back into the neutral zone as Fletcher goes. Carter, you got $1.50 listening to me, and then you got it the rest of the way here in the second period as we go down to the Irma bench here in a matter of moments. This one picked up now down the left wing by Bordelot, trying to steer that one in. In support was Baylor, but the Ace is able to turn back, and now the Jaguars caught making a slow line change. Kicked off the skates of Galbra. Icing waved off there as it'll be Cozen. In behind the zone now for the Jags, up off the wall and picked up by the Jags again as the Lakeland side looks to make the pass out of the zone. Grunovich will find it there at the blue line, and then a kick by Angelopoulos is going to work down the length of the ice, but Angelopoulos booted that puck just inches on the wrong side of center. 5:12 to go here in the second period of play, Carter. We are rolling along here in a 2-1 score. For what was an eventful first period, they have certainly cut off the goals here in the second.
Yeah, it's been really, both teams have been very cautious on defense, as both teams definitely wanting to get the win here, but only one can win.
As Angelopoulos across the line, burning the defender, the shot on, save made by Parrish, rebound. Angelopoulos goes into the net as both the goaltender Parrish and Angelopoulos try to grab their bearings. 4:50 to go here in this second period of play. Vachon picks up the puck. Near side it comes to Grunovich. Across the line, Grunovich can't get it, as Jakes will pick up the puck and fire it down along the wall. Fired by Byrne back into the neutral zone. Carter, 36 seconds left of me here on the broadcast this afternoon for the second period anyway, as this comes back up to the near side. With 4:28 to go, we'll have one last rush as Hollingshead turns it back. Fletcher along the wall here, or in the middle of the ice, trying to get it to the near side wall. Instead, picked up by Broadhead. Here's the rush for the Aces towards the net. Pass in front goes in behind, I'll let you pick it up here as it goes in behind for the Aces of Jaguars.
As folks, I will now be on the mic here as Tyson's going to go down for the interview. So I'll take over here for the next 4 minutes of this second period as puck dumped in there, and McKay now will go after it. Puck dumped back out. 2-1 Jaguars leading here in this first semifinal. Puck is picked off there, and it's Broadhead now. He'll bring it in, fires a shot, and it's caught cleanly. There. Caught cleanly there by Hutchinson as she is in net. As face-off coming inside Jaguars territory. Puck won there by the puck thrown towards the net there by Gobra, and nobody there, but puck is picked back off. Puck played back in there by Fenton. Puck thrown towards the net, didn't make it through. Irma trying to keep the puck in the zone here. Here's Pryor now firing the shot towards the net, and that goes wide. Good pressure here from the Aces as they are trying to get the equalizer. Back held in, puck thrown towards the net, loose puck in front, and Ella Galbra could not quite get her stick on it. And the puck cleared out of the zone there by the Jaguars. And the puck played around the boards there by Gemma Galbra. Puck fired towards the net, and that stayed out. Puck hit off the side of the net, and Parrish will cover that up with 2:35 left in this second period of play. As not much room out there so far, as shots getting blocked all over the place. And Angelopoulos now wins the draw, but it comes out of the zone as Quinney will have to go after it. And the puck is dumped in. No icing on the play as that hit center, so Irma now trying to get the puck out. Angelopoulos now intercepts it. Angelopoulos now throws it in front and nobody there. As the puck comes back out to center. Puck picked up there by McKay. But that pass intercepted. Puck is forced into zone there by Rihanna Ganton. Puck played around the boards. Puck fired from the point. Here's a shot taken there by Gemma Cobra, and that's gobbled up there by Maggie Hutchinson with 1:44 left in this second period of play. And there's the Irma fans wearing the green as they're here in the building, as you got a whole bunch of Jaguar fans on the far end of the ice. And the face-off is won there by the Jags. Puck picked up there by Fletcher now. That's held in there by the Jags. Puck thrown towards the net, and that was tipped, and that was almost tipped into the net. Here's Vachon now. And the puck is touched with the stick, no icing on the play. Back to get it there is Irvin. Irvin now with the puck. Up ahead there for Jocks. But that is held in the zone there here as we are in the final minute of play of this second period. Puck throwing towards slot. That's intercepted there. It's Irvin now. Irma trying to get something going here. Here's a shot taken there by Pryor, and that stayed out. Final 30 seconds here as picking up there is Ella Burin now. Flips it down the ice. Penner now will go after it. Final 20 seconds left to go. As we have an interview coming up right after this period. on the Irma side. Header now. Puck is knocked down. Final 5 seconds. And that's going to do it. The score after 2 periods of play. The Jaguars 2 and the Irma Aces 1. As no scoring in the second period. Shots getting blocked all over the place. A lot of blocked shots and 20 minutes left to go. As we'll head to the intermission here. As we'll be back for the final 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll take you downstairs to the rink side with Tyson Dolney for an interview with the Irma coach.
Probably all the family and friends watching at home cheering us on.
All right, friends, that's it. After 2 periods of play here in Cold Lake, Irma down 2-1 to the Lakeland Jaguars. Friends, here we go. We're back live inside Cold Lake as it's the Imperial Place.
Please welcome back your Lakeland Jaguars.
Apologies on that intermission interview there. Just the way we're running the audio this weekend. Again, this is where, why did they leave it up to me to set up the audio? I can barely talk good. So they let me set up the audio this weekend, and I'll fully wear that one. Basically, the way we are running the mic for the interviews is if you double click a button by accident, and it's my bad for setting it up that way, you lose audio all of a sudden. So we
Please welcome back the Irma Aces.
Develop towards the final result going into the final here this afternoon. We have the Cochrane Chaos, the GHC Inferno coming up next, but for right now we got 20 minutes to decide, or more. I mean, came on, I guess, right? 2-1 for the Jaguars currently. 20 minutes to decide what happens next year, Carter.
Yeah, it's gonna be a interesting 20 minutes. You said it was a clogged up. It was like more of a defensive style period last period. No goals, as this is a very important 20 minutes. Season on the line.
That's indeed correct. A season on the line, kind of 20 minutes for both teams, and I'll tell you, talking to Gray Fenton in the tunnel there post second period is both teams, I can assume, based on Gray there being just absolutely out of breath. Both teams just left it all out there in that second period, battling, and neither team could fully find the back of the net in that second period. We're back underway here in the third period as it's a spin and a shot from Stewart. Another save there from Farish, and look at the push off to get over to that puck. Right.
The Hockey Alberta Provincial Championships, presented by ATB, are a celebration of hockey across the province. Throughout the competition, remember the importance of teamwork and sportsmanship for all involved. For all results, go to haprovincials.ca.
This is the home stretch.
We are down into the final 2 games and a period left of Hockey Alberta Provincials for the U15 female Tier 1 division this year here in Cold Lake, as it all comes down to this next 1907 for both teams, the Aces and the Jaguars. Chasing it in the far side corner, it's Cozen. And the weird part about this one here, this semifinal, despite it being a semifinal, the history between these two teams over the spring so far is going to dictate that this truly feels again like a championship game to both teams in some respect, given that, right, both teams want to be that number one over top of each other coming from the same league. We have an interference call coming up, but 18:41 to go. It's a call against the Jaguars here, and talking about games changing on a dime, here's an opportunity for the Irma Aces on this power play.
Yeah, chance for them to tie this game up here as still 18:41 left to go in this game, and yeah, so
Makai's going to flip up on the puck. It's going to be tied up there, and that's another
Lakeland penalty to number 3, Molly Angelopoulos. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 18:41. That's Angelopoulos, 2 minutes for interference at 18:41.
Shot loading off the shoulder and into the netting. Off the shoulder top there of Hutchinson with 18:14 to go as the Aces get their first shot on net here in this third period power play.
yeah, Aces want to get this the next big goal for the Aces as they want to get this game tied. They cannot afford to give up another goal right at this point, go down by 2.
I'll tell you, following that scoreless second period, watching the Irma Aces come off the bench, they were pretty locked in. So we'll see if that translates here in this third period. Obviously an opportunity early as there's 2 players scrambling up down at the near side blue line. It's all the way in behind the net for Stewart, far into the blue line. And that one gets out all the way back down to Jaxie Farish at the other end for the Irma Aces with 17:47 to go here in the third period of play. This puck back to the near side boards. Coming now to the blue line as it's going to be flipped up into the Jaguars zone. The puck to the middle of the ice, and if this one stays tight, we'll keep things going. And then I'll radio down here at some point during the period to make sure the winning team knows that I'll be coming to talk to one of the players post-game here as we await the result with 17.5 to go in this third period of play.
Yeah, and also to folks, don't forget the next game will be at 10:15 as it will be the Calgary Inferno versus the Cochrane Chaos.
Face off now to the left of Farish. Puck goes to the open wing there for the Aces as they'll push forward with 40 seconds remaining in the power play. Dump and chase in effect here as the puck goes in behind. The opportunity now to the point, kept in by Byrne. Puck played down to Holt. Holt directs in front. Goldberg, the shot. Can't get it through. Rebound opportunity coming out of the corner. Unsuccessful as this one will now load up for a clearing attempt for the Jags. Back to the blue line. Kept on side. That's Pryor. Far side. Shooting the puck down low. Can't get it through. Off the side of the net. Back to the middle of the ice. Cut off there by Irma, but controlled by the Lakeland side as Hall comes back the other way. Hall in on the attack, pushing the middle of the ice, spun down. That'll be a call coming up. We're back to 5-on-5 just a moment ago as Hutchinson left the crease. Angelopoulos came out of the box, and we end up now with a Jaguars power play following the tripping call against the Irma Aces.
Yeah, here Irma needs to clean up the penalties here. That's like the 5th penalty they've taken already as they need to stay out of the box because this could come back to haunt them later in the game.
Well, I'll reckon I don't situate that it's just Irma that needs to stay out of the box here. I think both teams down the stretch here following this one, given how they want to play this game the rest of the way home, given how they played the game in the second period, want to stay out of the box as it comes to the far side wall, picked up by the Jaguars, pass to the middle of the ice.
Irma penalty number 6, Emma Byrne, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 16 minutes, 39 seconds. That's Byrne hooking at 16:39.
Right now, Irma's done that, unfortunately, for the Aces side, as this comes now to Colors, the clear out to center ice as Stewart will pick up here. And so far, nothing doing on the power play for the Lakeland Jaguars. And that's the big thing. Both teams want to capitalize on every single special teams chance here down the stretch. And so far, Irma getting the best of the penalty kill right now as this one ties up along the wall and the whistle will blow. So a minute gone. It continues the same style we saw in that second period, Carter.
Yeah, really defensive style hockey as not many shots getting towards that net.
And both teams have kind of dug in here and put up the fences and decided where to sit in this hockey game. And so far, this third period, not much doing as this comes over to the near side. May with the puck now for the Jaguars. Far side pass. Goes up to the middle of the Grinovich. Grinovich with the turnover there in the middle of the ice. It's chopped up to the far side boards. Fraser picks up the puck, and it comes now for May, who will fire off the far side boards in front of the Jaguars bench. Hall trying to lead ahead. 2 Aces back on the rush. The shot fire towards the net goes wide with 15:08 to go in this third period. Honestly, you can hear it in the building. We've had some loud buildings all throughout, and this one I think either waiting to erupt or this one a little nervous right now as both teams sit back a little and look for that next opportunity. Hall, a shot off the blocker of Farish, goes in the near side boards here as both teams again tie up, as that I will think will be a common theme. As much board work as possible. The penalty now killed for the Aces. Back to the point, Penner the shot loading. The block attempt in front from Fletcher unsuccessful, but the puck nonetheless goes wide as the Aces are able to chop it out into the neutral zone all the way back in the Jags end. This one picked up, a turnover right now as Fenton goes up along the wall. Fenton plays to the middle, can't find the stick of Ella Galbra in front, and this will now be a loaded up opportunity to shoot the puck down deep by Galbra. And it'll go to the far side boards, picking it up again. The Ace is able to chip this one into possession. Back to the far side wall. Rolling along the far side. Both teams tying up there, and it's batted back into the Aces zone by the Jaguars. And this is a 2-1 score with, well, 13 something to go here in this third period of play. Back into the neutral zone. far side as it's going to load up the attack now for the Jags. The shot by Angelopoulos goes just wide, and that's about the most wide open shot in the slot we've seen all period long, just about 6.5 into this third period. Down the wall, Holt playing to the middle, nobody there in support as everybody else on the Aces had gone off for line changes. Haven't seen too much of that in the tournament so far as this one comes back now. Kozin down into the Aces zone for an icing call against the Jags. So this is getting tactical here, I guess you could say, in this third period.
Yeah. It's crunch time now. 13-17 left to go in this third period. 1-goal game. Anybody's game.
Opportunity now for the Aces to set up possession if they can win this face-off inside the Jags zone. It's pushed back by Hall in behind the Jags net. The far side corner, batted back down low again, and the Jags will control in behind to the far side point, lift out in the neutral zone, and now Cole skating back the other way, trying to beat the defense of the Aces. As a hard bump and collision there, a shot fired towards the net, and we've got a call coming up here. A body contact call. The Aces will be going to the box here with 12:57 to go in this third period of play. As that's
another penalty coming up to Irma.
Set up a face-off. Sorry, I was looking at the official there in the center ice. That's going to set up a face-off inside the Aces zone. And hey, you know what? For Irma, if they kill off 2 straight penalties here in the third period, the momentum that could build for them would be huge as the Jags look to extend the lead to 3 here on this power play. Shot blockered away again by
Irma penalty to number 12, Charlie Broadhead. 2 minutes for body contact. Time of the penalty, 12 minutes, 57 seconds. That's Broadhead. Body contact at 12:57.
Jags get in and try to set up the attack now. Angelopoulos busting through the middle, blocked in front. The Aces will now work back the other way. Irma into the neutral zone, firing the shot towards Hutchinson, goes wide, bounces off the net, off the end wall, and off to the side of Hutchinson, picked up by the Jags through the middle of their own zone, right up the middle of the ice, and Cozen's going to lead the rush. Cozen in on the net is going to peel back just at the top of the dots and look back into the blue line area for the Jags, but it'll be turned out by the Aces, and that gets a loud cheer from their fans here on the near side. As again, every single tie-up, the Aces fans now are invested in this one with 12 minutes to go in this third period of play. Shot fired towards the net, blockered away by Irma's Farish as it continues to roll along the near side boards. Blocked in front again here, and this is turning into one of those gem of a penalty killing efforts here by Irma as this comes chipped out into the middle of the ice. Now skating after it. Irma's trying to push this puck down deep. As Pryor first one of the puck, battling along there to the front of the net as it comes free. Opportunity now to shoot the puck for Ganton is going to stumble away into the far side wall, and the Jags are going to come away with the puck as Jake skating through a loose stick, able to fight it off and keep possession along the near side. In behind the wraparound opportunity goes off the side of the net, and the Aces will bang off the boards back to the point, right onto the tape of Cozen. The shot towards the net, looking for the tip back door, couldn't get it from Jakes. As Irvine will skate to the far side, pick up this puck, knocked off the stick there as this will load up the shot for Hall towards the net, up over top of the net. 10:43 to go. We're back to even strength, Carter. Another impressive penalty kill for the Irma Aces.
Yeah, that could be a momentum shift in this game from the penalty kills. They gain momentum from that. And
We would like to thank our silver level sponsors for their generous sponsorship. Collision Towing, Century 21 Marcy Smith, and Apex Valve Services.
We've got 10:36 to go here in this third period of play. 2-1 score for the Jags over top of the Aces currently as this continues along the wall here, and off the wall now it comes for Angelopoulos into the near side corner. Trying to push that one ahead. It goes to the far side as Irvine will backhand this one up along the wall as both teams tie up there, and you see again, it's this part of the third period where both teams start just piling up along the walls, trying to control that puck outcome as Fenton across the line, trying to push towards the net. Fenton leaves there for Holt. Shot fired, save made by Hutchinson. Whacking around, we've got a penalty coming up to the Jags.
Interference.
For interference. And we will have a stoppage here with 10:04 to go. And a now power play opportunity for the Aces.
Yeah, both
following-
teams have been to the penalty box 5 times. Like this, well, 5 times a period we have penalties. 3 by the Aces, 2 by the Jags.
Following that, 2 clutch penalty kills there for obviously the Aces so far. They will now get
Jaguar penalty number 11, Jersey Vachon. 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 4 seconds. That's Vachon for interference at 10:04.
back the other way into the Irma zone. I was just about to ask why the lounge isn't open yet. I guess it's 9:44. Oh, who said I am not from Cold Lake? As Stewart gets things loaded up here, as Cozen goes back, loading for the shot, fired towards the net there by Stewart, and it'll be possession now for Irma on the power play as they look to load up the attack. This comes back the other way. It's just a different look in the arena when the lounge isn't open. Broadhead scores! Shot to the middle of the ice right there for the Irma Aces, and they capitalize on the power play. That one, I wasn't sure Broadhead was going to be able to power to the front of the net, but scoring the all-important 2-2 goal here for Irma on the power play. 2 clutch penalty kills leads to a power play goal with half a period remaining here in Cold Lake's first semifinal of the tournament weekend.
What a goal by Charlie Broadhead. What a big goal for her club, and now it's a 2-2 game. And Tyson, love this. 2-2 with 9 minutes to go.
We're in for an intense finish here, and let me tell you, if we know something so far through, well,
Irma's goal, scored by number 12, Charlie Broadhead. Assist to number 20, Whitney Fletcher. Time of the goal, 9 minutes, 15 seconds. Broadhead from Fletcher at 9:15.
if you hear this building rocking right now, I'll tell you, quite simply, once we get the full effect of Imperial Place with the lounge and all that set up for the gold medal game, if that is indeed the plan. I don't know. I don't have the lounge schedule by any means, but this building is about to be packed for the finals here this afternoon. Everybody in attendance, I'm sure, depending on the outcomes, everybody will be down here, and we'll see what happens. This comes back to the middle of the ice as the Irma crowd making a ton of noise now on every puck. We talked about that matter moments ago as Hall comes in behind. 8:30 to go to the far side, picked up by Baylor off the wall. Shot back in by the Aces as we refocus here with 8:25 to go in this third period of play. Puck along the blue line, batted out and shot back in, and down low it comes to Vachon to the far side, looking to make that play as Anquist will tie up here. And the Irma Aces have just drawn this game back to 2-2 if you're just tuning in a moment ago on a beautiful effort by Charlie Broadhead to tie this game as it comes rolling around to the far side, back to the near side. The puck picked up by Mackay, swiped at in fact, and instead it's going to be picked up now by the Jags on the second effort. And away Hall goes with 7:48 to go in this third period of play. Hall across the line looking for the shot, loading up, blocked in front over top of the net to the far side corner. The puck bounces in front, bouncing front off the stick of Farish. Had to cover that one up. And here's where we can officially say both goaltenders have been absolutely lights out again here in the game. We have yet to see a true blowout in this tournament. And here this afternoon, both goalies pitching 2 goals against through just over 52 minutes of hockey. The shot fired towards Farish, an easy glove save there. And buckle up, folks. We're in for a finish here in Cold Lake.
ATB wants to thank all of you for your commitment to fair play and family. You're passionate about hockey like we're passionate about listening to Albertan.
This one off the end wall, shot fired towards the front of the net, goes to the far side. And Carter, we got 7:22 to go here in this third period. And I don't know what we're about to see evolve here, but I know it's going to be good.
It's going to be a good finish here. 7 minutes left.
Stewart along the wall here, trying to push forward, turned back by the defense of the Aces, fired in. The Jags will go for wholesale line changes here. Picked up by the Aces in their own zone, fired up the middle to Gemma Gulbra as it comes now to the far side. and it's picked up by the Lakeland side, just by their own blue line at the far side. Benches there, fired in by Jakes with 6:49 to go here in the third period of play. And around to the far side it goes. It's picked up by Irma and back to the blue line. Penner's going to have this puck inside the neutral zone and fired back into the Aces territory. This is the part where I think you can hear the yelling in the building a little bit on the mic. It starts to sound a little bit more and more nervous, a little bit more, I don't know if I want to say desperate here because it is a 2-2 tie. But you can kind of get the sense here both sides not quite sitting pretty with a 2-2 tie late in this third period. This one along the near side wall. These two teams have done battle all season long. Obviously, both battling for the same league banner and now ending up facing each other twice over in provincials, once in pool play, and now with a chance to go to the provincial championship on the line here. They've got 5:55 in this third period to solve something here as Irvine's going to come back up the middle. Shot fired up over top of Ella Galbra, and then it lands on the tapes of Cole to the far side as it'll be opportunity there along the boards. And it looked like maybe a little bit of contact there along the boards will go uncalled here in this third period, as I'm sure the referees, given how the penalties have gone in this third period, very cautious about what they call next as this one comes to the near side boards. Broadhead will look to jam this down low in front. There were two Aces waiting around there kind of in front of the Jaguars net. Couldn't find that puck. Ultimately, it was fired back in by the Aces. They were offside. That allows the Jaguars to load up, and here comes Irvine back the other way. Irvine across the line. The shot looking towards the net. Can't get it as the Aces defend the front of the house wall. Cameron Hall, the shot fired. The save by Farish. And on shots like that, your heart drops a little. That's, you know how I've had the calls this weekend, but whew, is game's changing on the dime now here on the next goal. And there's a provincial championship on the line for both teams here, or a shot at least at the provincial championship for both teams. Every shot ever so critical here late in this third period inside the last 5 minutes. Tyson Olney, Carter Simpson alongside you for the call here in Cold Lake this afternoon, Carter. Or I guess this morning. It's just not even 10 o'clock yet. Carter, we've got 5 minutes to go in this third period. And here's Stewart loading up a shot. Save made by Parrish. Now I'll cue you up. What are we expecting out of both teams? I know what we've seen through the second period and most of the third. Is that going to solve things?
Oh, it's really tight right now. 2-2 tie. As there will be an overtime if it ends tied in regulation.
Shot back to the blue line here for the Jaguars. Pahalik will fire it up off the glass and back down low to Jakes. The shot to the middle, fired, then Farish will fall on the puck. And I'll tell you, these two teams have done battle, and we still have the clock running, friends. They stop it there. I'm believing they're going to have to add 5 more seconds to the clock here. We're talking things over. I don't think anyone's going to notice overall, and we're going to just complete line changes here. So face off now for Angelopoulos to the near side. Jakes is going to get things going along the wall as Angelopoulos back to the middle of the ice. It's going to queue up an opportunity here for Pahalik. Shot fired from the front of the net there as it goes off of Farish and wide of the net. Back to the blue line. Pahalik regathers, fires back down low. 4 minutes to go here in this third period of play. To the near side as Jakes will fire back down low. Around in behind. Pryor's got the puck here as the battle continues to roll around the boards inside the Aces zone. 3:49 to go in this third period of play. Time winding down. Jaguars possession inside the Aces territory. Back to the blue line. Pahalik does enough to escape pressure from a possible rush back the other way and ultimately force the icing call for the Irma Aces.
Looking at the overtime rules, not sure what the overtime rules are.
Well, we'll have.
But we still got to get there first. Still 3:36 left.
3:36.
Anything can still happen in that amount of time.
Plenty of time for both teams as the face-off back to the blue line. Loading up the shot, and it's another save by Farish because you are very unlikely to get a clean shot through from the point at this stage of the game with triple threes on the board. And now we'll have the face-off to the left of Farish.
This is a good game this morning.
My nerves have been going all morning knowing that we were doing player interviews. I haven't done interviews I don't know how long, to be honest with you. And all of a sudden we're down here on Championship Sunday in the tunnels doing interviews. That was a little nerve-wracking. I don't think you're going to hear a broadcaster admit live on air they're nervous to do the job, but I tell you, I haven't done that in a while, and obviously testing out some new equipment to do it was a little nerve-wracking, I can admit to that, as this continues to roll around inside the neutral zone. Battling here, Hall's trying to come away with the puck for the Jags across the line. Everybody's dancing there, and ultimately offside with 2:53 to go. That was just a never going to work out play there for the Lakeland Jaguars. That was doomed to fail from the start, as it just kind of kept rolling along the blue line there, and all three players miscoordinated on that entry chance, as it'll come now off the face-off for Cozen. Fired up along the far side wall, and Pryor's going to bat this one now to the near side, looking for Holt to try and escape the zone. Cozen keeps it in. Wear and tear in this game too. The fatigue factor going to be ever so critical here as we go late inside the last 2:30. You don't want to get caught out there for an extended shift. I know, talking to Gray Fenton, both teams had worked hard. Shot fired, save made by Farish. And yeah, Gray Fenton there actually needed a moment or so after getting off the bench and coming to talk to me for the interview to catch the breath. So we'll see how both teams fare inside this last 2.5 to go here in this third period of play. Big show now, friends, as we come back to the far side for the face-off. Started away by the Aces, trying to escape the stick of the Cozen on the dump. Just get it down deeper. They're unsuccessful. Is turned back by the Jags in front of their own bench. Pass to the near side. Here's Jakes. Is going to walk across the line, and Jakes to the left wing. Gets pushed out along the wall there by Mackay. Mackay with 2:03 to go here in this third period of play. Continuing the battle along the near side. Picked up now by Broadhead. Fired up off the wall. Irvine's got the puck offside at the Irma line with a $1:53 to go here in this third period of play.
We're in pretty much a next goal wins territory now.
Still
You
plenty.
know what, Tyson, I would love seeing overtime.
I would not mind that myself, but
This game deserves one.
I'll tell you, for the schedule makers and everybody involved, we don't want to be delaying things too much. As much as I'd love an overtime, I don't want to go too far into the set overtime, given the fact that we have a critical setup period here in between games to get this gold medal game taken care of as the Aces are crossed. Here's Gemma Gulbra right in on net, but it's Hutchinson who gets there first. And Irvine's going to have a word with Gulbra, or try to have a word with Gulbra after coming in tight on Hutchinson. $1:30 to go here in this third period of play. That's the big part about how these weekends work out, right? We have a bang, bang, bang situation. We do have an extended break between the first or second semifinal and the gold medal game. But the one thing we want to be cautious of here is the fact that we got to set up. So hopefully for both teams involved, we sort
Penalty
this one
coming
out
up.
here quick. Penalty up coming to the Aces with a $1:22 to go here in this third period of play. That'll now be an opportunity for the Jaguars here. Next goal wins territory is what you're saying. And the Jags definitely going into this face-off with probably that mentality on the ice here to set things up. Get the shot, looking back on the replay cam here of the player for Irma going to the penalty box, as we'll have a timeout called here by both teams with a $1:22 to go. This power play would carry over into any overtime period with about 38 seconds extra on the clock. So Carter, we have got just 1:22 to decide this game. Both teams talking it over on the benches.
Time out called on the ice.
This face-off for both teams right here. Yeah, I know there's 1:22. That's plenty of game. A lot of time at the end of the third period to play. But
Irma Aces penalty to number 14, Emery Holt. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 1:22. That's Holt for tripping at 1:22.
is possibly where the game gets decided.
Yeah, because the Jaguars want to end this thing on the power play, but also a major penalty kill for the Irma Aces as well.
Face off now for Hall against Fenton. Farish gets back into the crease and checks over the mask one more time. The flip there and the face-off down as it's scrambled up, and the Aces are able to clear the zone with 1:18 to go here in this third period of play. Critical face-off goes in the favor of the Irma side as it's up along the glass here with $1:10 to go in this third period of play, crashing and banging along the wall, both teams, as they try to get this puck going the other way. Angelopoulos looking to get in as Gulbra hauled her down there, and it's going to be one back the other way. A shot fired down, and Hutchinson will play it off with 54 seconds to go here in this third period of play. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but there's a lot of screaming going on the ice right now with 45 seconds. Angelopoulos to the side of the net, off the post on the back door, tippity tap, and it'll be cleared out of the zone by the Aces, back into the Jag zone with 34 seconds to go. The Aces crew letting them know right there, and we have another penalty coming up here. A tripping call along the boards with 28.1 seconds in this third period of play.
5-on-3, major advantage for the Jaguars.
Well, I said that buck 22 face-off was critical. I'm going to tell you, this is the one right here for both teams. You win this one, you get it down the ice for the Aces. You have a pretty good chance of surviving the rest of the third period, as this will be an opportunity now for Fenton to the right to take the draw, and it's a win by the Jags.
Irma penalty to number 20, Whitney Fletcher, 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 28 seconds. Fletcher tripping at 28 seconds.
Across the line, a strong defensive play by the Aces. 9 seconds, 8 seconds remaining here, and it's a poke to the middle of the ice. 5 seconds to go. Hall's going to line it up. The slap shot saved by Farish. And now this third period is going to come down to one last face-off with just under 2 seconds remaining here in this third period of play. Oh boy.
What a finish. 1.8 seconds left. And they'll have 38 seconds left to go on a 5-on-3 overtime.
We've all seen goals scored faster than that, but this is going to be tied up off the draw. Shot loaded from Angelopoulos. The buzzer had rang before the shot was released, and we will have both teams go to the benches here. And the referees converge here near the timekeeper's box. Referee going over to talk things over with Irma, as the Jags will get the instructions here as well. And to be honest with you, we couldn't find the overtime rules here for the semifinal, so I can't tell you what's about to happen here, but we're in for a good finish nonetheless, as the referees are talking things over, and we will head in this next portion of this hockey game here.
Big overtime coming up, 2-2.
10-minute OT here in this third period of play, and this is turning into an absolute gem. It's the Aces and it's the Jags. It's been the story of March here in the U15 Tier 1 female division up here in this area for the past, well, month of March, and now they're going to come down to the final shot to decide this one here tonight. Well, this morning. What day is it? It's Thursday? No, it's Sunday. Sorry, my apologies. Come on, I've lost track of time here in Cold Lake. Friends, welcome aboard. Thanks so much for being on board with us here on Cold Lake Ice TV. I'm Tyson Olney alongside Carter Simpson here on the call, high above Imperial Place in Cold Lake, Alberta at the Cold Lake Energy Center. Glad to have you. Welcome into our beautiful facilities here in Cold Lake, by the way. It's an absolute gem. For those of you in the Irma area, might be familiar with this rink over the span of the past, I want to say, we will
now play a 10-minute sudden death period. If still tied after 10 minutes, we will flood the ice and play 20-minute periods.
We get 10 minutes with the current ice conditions to decide this game. If not, the flood, and we keep going. So that we, it's a good thing. The crew here in Cold Lake, our broadcasting crew here this weekend, we all made the collective decision. Those of us staying in hotel rooms over at the Ramada in Cold Lake, we all made the collective decision to, let's book the Sunday night and stay in town, right? Yeah. We don't want to take any chances.
We'll be right back.
Shane would have texted you. So both teams ready to settle things up here in this third period. or fourth period, I guess, the overtime, the first frame of the OT with 38 seconds and 5-on-3 off the face-off. Galbraith's got the puck down low. Carter, what do we expect here in this 10 minutes as the ice conditions obviously worsen following already 20 minutes having been played?
Advantage right now for the Jaguars. They have a 5-on-3 power play right now, but Irma, if they can kill it off, this could be a
Line to the far side, the shot loading up, pass to the middle there for the Jags. Ball back over to Angelopoulos, the shot saved and we've seen that all too often a few tournaments ago.
Hopefully they pay attention to this one coming out in 10 seconds.
With a little flare with 9:32 to go here in the overtime.
And you need your goalies back in the ice.
10 minutes to go in this overtime, and then we will flood the ice. Here at the second OT, we'll have a flood, and then 20 minutes to be played there as
walking.
walking down the left wing. The shot made by Farish. Farish is sitting in there. And
Oh, 1 second, get back in there.
Keep shooting glove hand. See what happens. Wait, what? As I can actually see myself. Location now. There's Volt back the other way now for the Aces on a 5-on-4 now. Shot goes wide. 46 seconds left in the power play for the Jaguars. Banged up along the wall into the middle of the Angelopoulos. Down into the zone looking for the pass. The middle shot. Wide of the net. Recovery for Angelopoulos to the far side. Wheeling and dealing to the high point. Looking for the shot. Going to be battled off there by the Aces.
Yes, Mom.
Angelopoulos
Good try.
Stick that time of Farish with 8 minutes to go. 20 seconds remains in the power play.
Give it your high.
Trying to tap it off the stick is the two Aces battling Angelopoulos. The shot loading for Penny. Tapped ahead by the Aces. Trying to win this over. Save made by, you guessed it, the glove of Farish with 5 seconds to go in the power play for the Jags. And Carter, this is a dangerous opportunity here for the Aces. They've got a face-off in their own zone. Only 5 seconds to go in the penalty. If they can spring the player out of the box, look out.
Yeah, here we go.
Face-off, one back by the Jags, tying it up there, the Aces, as the player now out of the box, as Fletcher will skate immediately to the bench instead as it continues along the end wall. The Jags with the better part of control so far through this start to the overtime, but now the Aces looking to get their first chance. It's Frazier down the right or left wing, taken down there by the Jags, and it'll battle the near side wall here as 8:04 to go in this overtime period. We did not flood the ice, so if you see the puck taking some funny hops or players busting down to the ice blowing a tire, definitely we would know why, with the ice a little chewed up here following already 20 minutes of that third period being played without a flood. This one now to Mackay along the near side. It's going to go up off the netting out of play with 7:42 to go here in the OT frame. So 2-2 the face-off inside the Aces territory. Friends, welcome aboard as we will continue to roll to the left side of Farish here inside, or I guess the right side of Farish, left side on our screens. Here inside the Aces zone, back to the blue line, chopped out there just barely by the Aces on the couple attempts to keep it onside by Vachon. And we'll have a face-off just outside of the Aces territory with 7.5 to go in this OT period. I'll tell you, this overtime's moving rather slow compared to how the rest of the tournament's moved. We're only 2.5 in to what was a 10-minute period. The face-off down here for the Aces. I don't think we'll have any intermission interviews if we end up surviving the next 7.5 without a goal. Just simply put, both teams in the zone right now. No need to disrupt that. As it goes in behind to the far side, Cole continues along the wall, batted into the middle as Holt sees it tapped out there, and skating onto it is Bordelot for the Jags. Bordelot will be knocked down there, and then opportunity to the short side. Hall fires the shot. Save made by Farish. And I don't even got the excitement in my voice. I'm just straight up nervous here. Both teams have played a heck of a tournament this far to get to this moment right now. And one shot at some point here in the next little bit is going to decide this hockey game and send somebody to the provincial championship game, as this comes back now to the blue line, working down the near side boards. Fraser taps it in across the line as it goes to the far side. Quinney for the Jags has the puck up along the wall, and it comes battling there as it continues to roll around, and it'll be Hollingshead picking up the puck, trying to lift out of the zone, instead tie up along the boards. 6:45 to go here in this overtime frame. Backhand along the wall, back into the neutral zone, picked up by Burns, shot fired towards the net, picked up by the Jags as it continues to roll around the middle of the zone here. Finally, the Jaguars in behind their own net are going to get this one in the middle of the ice, fire all the way down the length of the ice. Parrish out to play the puck off the stick and into the far side corner. 6:22 to go here in the overtime frame, as this picked up instead now by Angelopoulos, right in front, diving save by Parrish. Rebound opportunity, loose in the crease. The whistle's blown with 6:11 to go in the overtime frame. The Jaguars can't believe they didn't capitalize that one there. Parrish standing tall. Gets the pat there, I believe, from Byrne on the way to the bench.
Oh, good chance there for the Jags to end the game here. 4 minutes gone in this overtime. I'm scared. I'm nervous as well as you there, Tyson.
Well, I'm glad to have everybody along for the ride here. 134 of you back home. That's the largest crowd on the broadcast so far this weekend, as we look to finish this game off, as we've got 6:11 to go in this overtime frame. Face off, one back by the Aces into that far side corner. Broadhead, the goal scorer who gave us this 2-2 game and has sent us in this journey so far of 3 minutes and 57 seconds of bonus hockey. Well, guess what? Couldn't get the puck go to the zone there. Parrish covered up.
Oh, good overtime here as another face-off coming.
So far, the biggest part for both teams is, yes, we started shorthanded for the Aces to begin this overtime frame, but what's different here so far over the last 4 minutes is no penalties since then. The shot fired down by Bordelot goes wide of the net as the Aces try to fire up towards the top of the zone. Vachon fires the puck towards the net. It's going to go wide in behind. Fletcher fires out to Keller. Keller's going to be able to bust through the defensive line there, and the Jags back the other way, hustling in on the attack. Shot fired towards the net, swallowed up by Hutchinson. Save made with 5:30 to go here in this overtime frame.
Good chance there for the Irma Aces as another faceoff coming inside the zone as the next shot ending this game.
Here's the thing, I'd bother to say it's an important face-off every time, but here in overtime, every chance you get to take a draw in the offensive zone is going to be important for the squad. This one is backhanded to the blue line by the Jags, and the trouble now is everything also more important as Hutchinson sprawls out the pad and makes the save, leaning on that puck to the right with 5:15 to go here in overtime. And the amount of whistles we've seen in this period so far is absolutely a game changer compared to what we were seeing earlier on in the tournament. Far side, back to the blue line now. Byrne fires it down low. We're running into the next broadcast now as it comes back the other way for Stewart. Stewart across the line looking to shoot this puck. Fires it towards the net just wide. With 5 minutes remaining, we're halfway through the first overtime frame. Another one upcoming after a flood should we need it for 20 minutes that time out. As this goes in behind for Pryor. Pryor looking to make the pass up the middle. It's going to be tipped up off the wall and into possession for the Jags with 4:45 to go here in this overtime frame. Continuing to watch the clock as both teams tie up the neutral zone. Picked up in ahead by Gemma Gulbra as it comes free to the middle. The shot towards the net looking for the stick of Fraser. Couldn't find it. Stolen away by Hall as Hall will come up off the wall and get it to the far side. Is coming in and to the neutral zone. Hall loses sight of the puck. Ganton's able to fire it back. 4:18 to go here in this overtime frame as time continues to slip away from both teams. And I think at this point, as we get towards the latter stages of this overtime frame, both teams would be almost willing to play for the next frame, get a rest in the locker room, catch your breath, get a flood, finish it off early in the next overtime frame. Irvine back the other way, looking to load up this shot down low into the Aces zone. It's Hall carrying the puck. The shot fired. Save made by Farish. And again, standing tall in net, making another save with 3:46 to go in the overtime frame. This one getting good here, friends, and I can tell that based on how many of you back home are tuning in here on Cold Lake Ice TV. Welcome aboard to Cold Lake, Alberta. I'm Tyson Olney alongside Carter Simpson here on the call. As the shot's fired towards the net, it's blocked and into the far side corner. Picking it up is Pryor back along the wall as it comes now 3:37 to go. And Carter, I think what we saw in that second period is starting to come back to light here in this overtime frame.
Here's a good scoring chance here. Good game so far.
This one's passed to the far side, picked up in behind by Pryor. Pryor up the far side wing and out of the zone there for the Aces. Turned back quickly just before the line. And now a breakaway opportunity for Keller. Quickly swallowed up there by the Jaguars defense. Back into possession. The Jags will fire up along the wall. It's going to bat to the near side point, and Fenton will keep it on side with 2:55 to go here in this overtime frame. Friends, this is going to be one heck of a finish when and if it happens here this afternoon. You get the feeling with these two teams that that final puck in the net may just never happen the way they've played each other today. As Fenton coming along the wall near side, picked up by Holt, tied up there, and Jakes is going to come away with it. One-on-one back the other way with Mackay trailing in behind the play. Shot towards the net is not able to get through as Fletcher had held the stick of Jakes off from getting the shot off as it comes back to the blue line. And we've got 2:20 to go here in this overtime frame. Pahalik in across the line, and the Aces turn it back. Here's Goldbrother, shot, save made by Hutchinson, swallowing on it. And that will be a stoppage in play with 2:11 to go here in this overtime frame. And this building is getting loud. Starting to fill up here, yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure if they're opening the lounge today, but obviously the fans are starting to fill up here in Cold Lake this morning as we look for the win. The shot fired towards the net, blocked in front is Byrne. Looks towards and fires it into that near side corner inside the Jag zone. 2 minutes to go here in this overtime frame as we wind down the last little bits as it comes to the middle of the ice. Cut off there in the middle by the Jags. Backhanding it down low was Baylor as it comes off the end wall for the Aces as it continues to battle here. And we got $1:45 remaining on the clock now as time winding down, and I am starting to feel, just based on how this game's developed, we have got a long way to go before this one's over. Puck now picked up by Irvine. Irvine looking around, trying to get dancing around, and it'll be snapped off her stick back down low behind the Jaguars net. Under a minute and a half to go here in this period as Mackay can't keep it on side on the reach out there, and it'll be picked up instead now by Fletcher across the line. Fletcher loading the opportunity to the middle of the ice. Can't jam the puck through. Back to the point it comes now for Mackay. Snap towards the net. Hall will get it in behind. $1:06 to go to the far side it comes. Another shot loading, blocked in front. And now all of a sudden the middle of the ice once more tying up here inside the Jaguars zone. Up along the wall now. It'll be Angelopoulos picking this puck up, and it'll be batted back in, fired this time, in fact, by the Jaguars all the way down the length of the ice for an icing call with 47.4 seconds to go here in this overtime frame. Friends, we are rolling here in this one. Carter, we got 47 seconds to go. I know I was telling you, hey, every overtime face-off's important. Well, what about this one?
Oh, 47 seconds left. Very crucial.
And this is going to be won back by the Jags. Quinney's going to carry into the near side corner. Fraser fires the shot off the side of the back of the net with 38 seconds to go. It comes back to the point, loading up the shot. Blocked in front as it goes up over top. 32 seconds remains here in the overtime frame. Kozin just trying to get this puck out, and the Jaguars trying to get it going back the other way. Jake's calling desperately for that puck with a couple of stick slams on the ice there as it comes now near side inside the Aces zone, trying to get this going up along the wall. They've got a 2-2 score here, and it comes free down into the Jaguar zone. 8 seconds remains. Pahalik overskates the puck, quickly regathers, kicks it back to the stick, and this will come near side, and that will do it for this first overtime period, as we will go to the benches here and obviously go and flood the ice as Cochran side down there in the tunnel, watching the Jaguars side of the things here in their side of the tunnel. The Cochrane, the Cochrane dressing room just outside of the Jaguars bench here as the Jaguars go down the length of the ice. 70 minutes of hockey. I was going to say 4 periods, but that was a half period. A little funky rule here for these provincials. A half period solves nothing, and 70 minutes leaves us tied at 2, Carter.
Oh, good game so far in the overtime. Both teams have exchanged their chances here in this overtime. And yeah, there's even some Cochrane players ready to go on the ice, but they got to wait.
Well, I'll tell you right now, a reminder that we won't have intermission interviews here during overtime. Just simply let the players on both teams kind of take these moments with each other in the dressing room to really enjoy the just absolute pressure, the absolute moment of this overtime upcoming, the second frame of overtime, as both teams look for that 3-2 goal that'll send one of them to the provincial championship. Friends, that'll do it for us here on the broadcast for right now, as we'll head to the intermission, get the water bottles refilled, all told. All right, friends, we're back inside Imperial Place here in Cold Lake, Alberta. Pleasure to have you along. Tyson Nolan and Carter Simpson on the call here with you. Whew. Yeah, even just saying 3 sentences gasses the guy at this point. I can't imagine how tired, how fatigued both teams are feeling. We've played 70 minutes. We've gotten 4 goals. Each team has split that down the middle, so we will play into our second overtime period here in a matter of moments, 3 minutes or so away. We will have a shot here on the stream in a matter of moments of the Cochrane Chaos sitting in the bleachers watching this afternoon or this morning's overtime second frame. They're just all hanging out there in one of the lower bowl seating sections as this one will get back underway here in a matter of moments. Friends, Tyson Olney, Carter Simpson along for the ride with you. Glad to have you aboard. I don't even know what I've said, what I haven't said at this point. It's been a long one, Carter. Yeah. And the nice part is it's not over yet.
Nope. Didn't I tell you yesterday that today's games are going to be really tight, and I predicted it. We got one game going to overtime. You cannot say you got your money's worth for this game.
Well, so far, so good. I mean, we're starting to see the building fill up a little bit as well here in Cold Lake this morning as both teams engaged in a deadlock here after 70 minutes of hockey. That's not usually something you usually say, is it, when you're broadcasting a hockey game, both teams deadlocked after 70, but that's where we're at this morning, is both teams right now have played 3 periods. They played an extra 10 minutes on the same ice as the third period. Things started to slow down drastically as that first overtime went aboard. But again, they didn't get to go to the room. They had to play an extra 10 minutes, and they just got to huddle at the benches for about 3 or 4 minutes. So now we'll see as both teams get set up who's a little bit more rested, who caught more wind coming over that intermission here. And we'll see which team has what as the Lakeland Jaguars hit the ice here in Cold Lake. We'll have the shot of the Irma Aces coming down the tunnel here in just a moment as the Jaguars come along the far side of the rink there underneath the scoreboard as we get things fired up. Everybody in behind, waving and kind of get the behind the scenes effect here in Cold Lake as we're about to come live to camera, whatever the heck. They've got a whole system on their broadcast headsets for the camera crew and the production crew here in-house. And I guess they're saying we need to have a production version of this live stream here today, but it's the Irma Aces. A little bit of excitement.
Please welcome back the Irma Aces.
Everybody's rolling down. I'm loving it. The personalities on the Aces here, giving everybody a little bit of back home hellos on the way through as the coaches come on and give us the look into the camera. They have got their game face on, friends. We're ready to go overtime. About to get back underway here in Cold Lake, Alberta. Welcome in from Cold Lake this afternoon. That's us up there on the broadcast booth area as we get things fired up for this final, well, what you could say, possibly 20 minutes. I mean, I don't know. It's the next shot wins. When's it going to be? Sorry, we got a 5th period on the clock. I haven't seen that in years in Cold Lake.
Since you broadcasted the ice there, Tyson?
Sorry?
Since you broadcasted overtime games at the Cold Lake
Way
Ice?
back when, as this one comes back near side. I almost don't even want to go back to the one that would tell that story properly as this goes back to the far side. Fraser along the wall, picked up by the Jags as it comes to Hollingshead in the middle of the ice. We're back underway. It is a 20-minute overtime period now, as I believe we'll play 20s the rest of the way home, depending how long it takes to get this one solved. We're inside already the first 25 seconds of this jam to the blue line by Hollingshead and across the line for the Jaguars. We're back underway here in Cold Lake, friends. Welcome back aboard as I see a couple more trickle back into the live stream here. Fletcher to the far side, right through the middle, carrying ahead for the Aces. The shot fire towards Hutchinson, bounces in and out of the glove, comes to the near side boards. The Aces fire another shot towards the middle of the ice, and the Jags just trying to hang on and get out of the zone here, and that's, I guess, the best definition of it all told for both teams, Carter. Both teams just trying to hang on. At this point, it comes down to luck, you got to figure. Both teams hanging on and trying to get lucky enough to win.
Yeah, it's probably gonna take a bad bounce to win this game, as both goalies have looked sharp in this game, as you mentioned.
Angelopoulos across the line here, loading up the shot. Farish knocks it down, directs it into the far side corner, picking it up. There's a shot from Cole as the linesman blew a tire there at the line. Picked up now by the Aces. It's kind of confused. There's some bodies flying over there. Puck was over here. Everything's going on. Lots happening here in overtime as we're back inside already the first minute and a half of the fifth frame of this hockey game. Back to the point now. Bordelot's got the puck, looking to make the play. It's chopped off the stick there and back into the Jaguars' end. In behind as Cozen goes chasing for the Lakeland side. Up along the wall, trying to battle this one for Baylor. Rating up the middle come the Jags as they come through the center ice area. Now across the blue line, Hall's carrying. Hall looks to make a pass to support, but three Aces surround and seal her off from being able to do so. 17:55 to go here in this fifth stanza of hockey. 2-2 the score. That's meaningless, I guess, at this point, as it really comes down to the end of the day. Like we're saying, that next shot for both teams as the Cochrane Chaos dancing around there in the stands, having fun. I am loving every minute of this. We've got a special moment happening inside Imperial Place here. Two longtime foes, the Aces and the Jags, going at it for no longer the league banner, no longer the round robin game one. This is for the chance to go get gold at this year's Provincials. As Bachon fires the shot, it's tipped in front, goes up over top. Wide of the net there as it'll go to the far side. 17:26 to go. Shot fired towards the middle of the ice there by the Jags. Stewart, another opportunity. Flipped up. Toe save. Farish kicking it out of the crease just barely as the Aces will pick up and back the other way they come. Across the line. Chopped there by Irma again. Still in possession. Byrne fires it down onto the tape of a Jaguar in front. Carter Simpson doing just the same dance I am here in the broadcast booth as we both try to hang on for dear life, as this one's going to come down to an absolute beauty of a finish. Irvine across the line, shot fired, saved by Farish, goes into the far side corner, back to the point. Pahalik fires the shot off the boards. Fenton's going to bang this out of the zone and back into possession. The Jags get it. Two great chances back to back. Angelopoulos down the right wing, looking to direct this one towards the net, goes off the back side.
Oh,
Catch
man,
my breath.
in overtime.
Angelopoulos, the shot blocked in front, and we're only 3.5 minutes in. Shot fired out again. And, well, friends, back at the start of this weekend, I sat here and I cheered for Chaos, okay? Not Cochrane, not Edmonton. Chaos in effect throughout the tournament. Well, as the weekend evolved, we got a whole bunch of ties, a whole bunch of wacky stuff happened to get us to where we are this morning. And there's the Cochrane Chaos on the Jumbotron right now, getting warm-ups in the stands as they await this game getting underway. The Jags out of the zone, but we have gotten Chaos here in semifinal number one. It is tied in the second overtime. The shot up off the mask of Hutchinson. Save made there on Broadhead as it pushes into the far side. Shot towards the net, and it's going to be directed right back into traffic as both teams tie up there along the far side wall, and it's poked out to Baylor. Baylor looking to make the play. We'll try and force this one ahead, and it's just going to get it barely across the line from the Aces, and they'll turn it back the other way with just about 4.5 gone in this period of play. Sneeze attack bites me there as we go 15:36, an icing call against the Jags. And I think we're going to get a whole bunch of, footage here of the Cochrane Chaos enjoying this game, cheering along, staying warm in the stands as this one battles along the wall. We have yet to see the GHC Inferno make an appearance here in the stands, but you already see the Inferno fans starting to flood in as well as it comes to the near side boards. Fired to the middle of the ice, chopped there by Frazier, just couldn't get it on net. As it continues along to the far side wall, fired back down, and wall going into the corner there. Everybody's kind of just trying to find that puck, I guess you could say. Everybody kind of stopped a moment, and the shot from Burns flipped up on, and it'll be into the far side corner now, where Cozen will direct this one along, and it just can't seem to get away from that stretch of 40 feet of boards inside the Jag zone. Carrying ahead, though, now Stewart with the puck. Up on out of the zone, down the right wing, sealed off by Pryor. We've gone now over what seems like a long duration in this game, all told, based on how it's gone. Irvine loading the shot, without a penalty here, Carter. And I know the referees, after how everything's developed this game, probably very, very cautious to call that next one.
Nervous moments right now.
This has been an absolute gem, and the referees don't want to have to go out there and dictate how it may finish, as this one comes back down low into the Aces zone in behind. Almost 6 minutes burnt off the clock here in overtime. This is an absolute beauty. That one, as Pryor picks it up along the near side wall, Angelopoulos tried pushing through unsuccessfully as Vachon will load up the shot. It's blocked in front, goes to the boards again. That middle of the ice is starting to clog up just the same as it did in the first overtime, the same as it did in the second and third. Here we go, back the other way. The Aces to the attack is carrying across the line. It's Fenton, the shot, fired towards the net. And it seems like hours ago since we last had Gray Fenton on the broadcast here down in the tunnel. She tried to catch her breath and give us an intermission interview as this goes to the Aces zone. Sticks knocked over to the hands of Angelopoulos there on the hard force out by Fletcher, and in the middle of the ice, Holt will grab it. Jakes with the puck, rolling through the middle as it'll be picked up and back the other way now. 3-on-3 back for the Jags as they'll go towards the net. Hall's taken down into the net, bounces right back up. I don't think you're going to find any excuse for any of these girls on the ice to leave the bench here in this game now. Everybody wants to be the contributing factor as to why this game finishes. It's been a beaut as it comes to the near side boards inside the Aces zone. Back up to Pahalik. Pahalik will fire to the far side. Picked up now by the Jags. Bordelot across the line as it'll come into Parrish's glove and stop up with 12:52 to go here in this second overtime period.
Oh, fans are on their edge of their seats right now. Must be
Come
nervous.
Now for the Aces to the near side, Carter. The nervous moments here in the building. You can see it on the faces of everybody that walks by here, surveying. Oh, this one's developing as it comes back now free for Gemma Galbra inside the Aces zone. Picked up there by Pryor, fired in the middle of the ice. Hollingshead back the other way. And if you're just tuning in, friends, you may not be fully aware of the situation between the Aces and the Jags. They battled for the championship in the league. It's an icing call against Irma. They played game one of the round robin against each other, and now here they are in overtime, second frame, almost halfway through on a Sunday in Cold Lake.
Oh, you gotta love a hockey game like this. First semifinal in overtime. I imagine the game deserves an overtime. It does. What a game. What a hockey game.
Let me tell you, we're now 13 minutes delayed starting the next game officially, which was scheduled to start at 10:30, friends. For those of you joining us from the Cochrane Chaos GHC Inferno broadcast, after I put the information over there on the Dolany TV account, I appreciate you coming aboard for this one. It's been a beauty so far. Glad to have you. Those of you tuning in from Irma and across the world tuning in to this one, thank you so much for being aboard here this afternoon, this morning in Cold Lake. We've been here since 6:30. What are we talking about? As it comes back into the neutral zone, chance now for Holt. Angelopoulos giving chase to the outside, comes to the middle, tied up again, and this will be back the other way. A penalty upcoming against the Lakeland Jaguars, and there you have it. That is a big one there, as it'll be a call that sends the Aces to a power play with 11:45 to go in this, what is now, second overtime frame. Holy moly, Carter. Here we go.
Big power play for Irma. Cochrane staying loose.
There you have it. Cochrane on the Jumbotron again. They're enjoying it. They're getting a lot of screen time. As this one will come back. We made mention there to Dustin down in that corner to make sure he got them on the camera. The shot fired towards the net, deflected in front. Rebound opportunity, hits somebody in front, goes back to the point. Fletcher fires, scores! The seeing eye point shot from over top of Hutchinson seals the deal in overtime and sends the Aces to the provincial championship game. Just like that, a power play and a shot that gets through from the point, finding the stick of Fletcher up top. Goes back of the net on Hutchinson, and that will finish this one off here with 11:31 to go in this overtime frame. The second one, it's up and done. The Irma Aces now await the Cochrane Chaos or the GHC Inferno to see how this one finishes up. So Irma comes into the tournament, gets the job done to get to the provincial championship in semifinal number 1. This game was an absolute...
Irma's goal scored by number 20, Whitney Fletcher. Assist to number 11, Rayanne Frazier. And number 12, Charlie Broadhead. That's Fletcher from Fraser and Broadhead.
We'll have handshakes at the center ice. This tradition like none other. Both teams finish off what has been an incredible year against each other, and Irma has one game left in the year to try and bring home that provincial banner.
As both teams shaking hands after this game, we'll have the player of the game presentation, and then we'll have you set up for the second semifinal coming up between Cochrane and Calgary. As we are a little delayed, as Tyson mentioned, as the had to go into overtime.
This is an unreal game as it developed to 2 after 1. That way after 2, the Irma Aces answered back. Shot to find the back of the net. Just 10 minutes on full ice and got a flood power play. Find the back of the net on the point shot from Whitney Fletcher that seals the deal and sends them to the provincial championship game here in Cold Lake coming up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Carter, there was a little bit of worry there in the intermission amongst you and I that potentially that 4 o'clock game could end up being delayed, given that both teams need to have certain period of rest before it gets going, and there still might be a possibility that it is delayed. I think there is a Hockey Alberta rule where both teams need to have 3 hours of rest in between. Sorry? You want to do a post game? All right, Carter, I'm going to let you carry home the rest, and let's get down there.
You guys are going to go to, all right. As Ice will go down there for the post.
Player of the game, number 20, Whitney Fletcher.
She has the game winner as Irma moving on to the gold medal game.
Heart and Hustle Award to number 31, Jaxie Farish.
A lot of credit, she has kept her team in this game as she was outstanding in this game. Stood on her head, made a lot of stops, and she has led her team to the gold medal game today at 4.
Player of the game for the Lakeland Jaguars, number 20, Maggie Hutchison.
As well in the loss, even though her team lost, she stuck in there and made some crucial stops.
Heart and Hustle Award to number 11, Jersey Vachon.
Their season has unfortunately came to an end, as they definitely had a good season, winning their league banner this year. As Irma off to the gold medal game as one final salute, stick salute to their fans. As Jaguars have got to be proud of how they played this season. As one last stick salute as they will head off here. As we're gonna go down to rinkside with Tyson Dolney with the post-game interview. Take it away, Tyson.
Tyson Dolney alongside here on the bench with overtime hero Whitney Fletcher. How does that sound going to the provincial game?
Really, I can't say much about myself. My team gave me a great pass. We were all working our best, and yeah.
All right, what's the rest going to look like going into the provincial championship game?
Well, we're all going to do our best, and just see what we can do. We're going to try our hardest and play our hearts out.
All right, best of luck the rest of the way home.
Thank you.